So today we're going to talk about some ways we can keep track of our busy schedules. The first part of the article says, students these days have busy lives. So here we have our first word power word, life. That's L-I-F-E, life. So life is the singular version, and the plural version of the noun life is lives, L-I-V-E-S. So our lives are our existences as human beings. So each life, whether we are humans or animals, each life is very important in this earth. So we have our example sentence here, which is, Susan has an exciting life and does lots of fun things. Susan has an exciting life and does lots of fun things.
Do you have an exciting life?
Oh, I think so. I do lots of fun things.
Think so. OK 文章第一句呢，我们就讲到现在的学生们的心声了。现在学生生活很忙碌。Students these days have busy lives. 那These days 意思呢，就是在讲说现在。那第一个 word power word 是 life， 在这边是生活的意思。例句说 Susan 的生活精彩刺激，她做了很多有趣的事情。Life 除了可以当做生活，也可以当做生命、人生的意思。像是这个，我可以造个句子给你们看啊。He lost his life in the war， 就是把这个句子当作生命来解释，他在战争中失去生命的意思。
Oh, that's so sad.
No, I made a really bad
We're
sentence.
suddenly so sad.
Okay.
So the next sentence continues to say, it can be hard to concentrate and finish things on time. So we have the verb concentrate here. When you concentrate on something, it means you focus all of your attention on it. This is a verb. So if I concentrate on Celine's face, I'm like,
Oh, don't do that.
looking at her pores and everything. It's like, Celine, you do really good makeup.
Thank you.
No pores. So for example, I can tell Celine that, oh, you know, sometimes I find it really hard to concentrate on my work because I'm always on my phone. So Celine, what about you? What makes it really hard for you to concentrate or focus on something?
Well, it really, I think it's phone. Like I really get distracted by my phone, so it's really hard to concentrate on just one thing with this wonderful device.
And even on your phone, you're doing so many things at once. Like I would be like surfing, listening to music, and lining at the same time. So
Yeah, I
you're
know.
like jumping in between different apps. I think our generation is really bad at concentration.
I know. 所以呢，文章第二句就说了，其实专心并且准时完成事情呢，可能会是一件颇困难的事情哦。所以 concentrate 就是专注的意思，通常后面会加上 on。concentrate on something 就是说专注在什么事情上。On time 呢就是准时的意思。所以你们觉得呢，有没有很难？我们两个都觉得有手机以后专心是很难的事情。
So hard. So the article continues to say, luckily, a few apps can help you do this. Here are some to check out.
好，我们看看这句话。Luckily， 幸运的是，有几个手机应用程式可以帮你办到哦。这里面有一些是可以试试看的。那应用程式 App 其实是 application 的简称，你也听得出来。Application 真的是蛮长的，所以常常讲是不是觉得很绕口？所以呢，我们就简称成 App。
Alright, so here we have the transition word luckily. That's L-U-C-K-I-L-Y, luckily. This is also our second word power word. Let's check it out. So luckily means that you're very fortunate in this case, or lucky. We can also use the transition word fortunately when something great happens. For example, I can say, oh, last week I lost my wallet, but luckily Celine found it and gave it back to me, and all the money was still in it. So she's a good friend, and I was very lucky. Alright, so our example sentence is, it started to rain, but luckily I had my umbrella. It started to rain, but luckily I had my umbrella.
我们现在来到第二个单字 luckily， 你看到 ly 就可以猜一下说它的词性。 诶，没错，它就是一个副词，是从形容词 lucky 转变而来的。那 luckily 是幸运的副词，意思就是说幸好怎么样。通常呢是可以用在句子里来形容一整个状况很幸运，像刚刚 Rainbow 举的例子那样，常常会用在句首。那刚刚例句的意思是说，外面开始下雨了，不过幸好我有带雨伞。
Alright, so let's look at some of the ways that these apps can help us manage our schedules. The article says the first thing we can use is this app called Handy Timetable. Now, the adjective handy sounds kind of like your hand, right? It means really helpful, so it kind of helps you do something like your hands. So the article says use this app to create a schedule for the school year. The noun schedule here means your timetable or your timeline of when you want to do something. We can keep our schedules in a planner or a calendar, but it's kind of annoying and it's kind of heavy if we have to carry that around with us. Sometimes when I go out, I just want to carry my phone in a small bag. So if you want to carry a small purse, which is more popular now, instead of a large bag, then you don't want to carry your schedule.
Yeah, lucky for us, we now just really need a phone to carry everything. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. 所以我们现在就一起来看看今天的文章里会推荐什么样的 app 吧。那第一个呢，就是 Handy Timetable， 也就是便利功课表。那 handy 呢，就是好用、便利的意思。Timetable 呢，就是功课表或是时刻表，像是那个火车时刻表也是一个 timetable。那这个 app 有什么功能呢？文章说你可以用这个应用程式帮这个学年创建出一个日程表，也就是课表的意思。那学年我们可以用 school year 来表示，或者是 semester 也可以来表示学期哦。
Right. So then the schedule app is really, really helpful and convenient. The article says it can keep track of your classes, school projects, and test times. So here, to keep track of something is an idiom or a phrase. It means that you're fully informed or well informed. You know about something and you're going to follow up with it so you always know what's going on. So if I say, oh, you know, I just met Celine and we're friends, I just want to keep track of how she's going, how she's doing lately. So I might ask her, oh, how are you? Like every so often.
So you're keeping track of me. OK， 所以这个 app 除了做出课表以外呢，也能追踪记录你的这个课堂啊，还有学校作业、考试时间。Keep track of something 就是说追踪记录的意思啦。
Yeah, actually, it's kind of bad. It sounds more like a boyfriend. If you need to keep track of them, it's like check his phone, follow him around, listen to the conversations.
Okay.
That's probably not a good thing. Maybe you don't want to use that word to describe your friends.
That's a little bit weird, yeah.
Okay. So the article says you can even make helpful notes for yourself with this app. Here we have our next word power word, which is helpful. That's HELPFUL. Helpful. It's an adjective. Let's learn more about it. So the adjective helpful describes someone or something being very useful and that it helps someone. So for example, Celine is my very helpful friend. When I have a problem, I can text or call her anytime, even if it's very late at night, and she might provide me with some solutions. So when we say that an app is helpful, it means that it can help us keep track of our schedules so we don't have to remember everything. The example sentence here is, Paul gave his friend some helpful advice on keeping a pet. Paul gave his friend some helpful advice on keeping a pet.
Yeah, that's because I'm a night owl.
Yeah, she's always up all the time.
Yeah, 所以你甚至呢可以用应用程式为自己做笔记。这个应用程式很不错吧？我们看到 helpful 这个字，这个字很明显的呢有一个 help， 它其实呢就是 help。帮助再加上 ful 组成的一个形容词，意思呢就是有帮助的。那 ful 字尾常常就是有着有什么特性这样的意思，像是 colorful 就是很多色彩的、色彩鲜艳的。那 useful 呢就是有用的，大家可以多多注意这个字尾。那刚刚的例句意思呢就是说 Paul 给他的朋友一些关于养宠物有帮助的建议 ，helpful advice 就是有用的建议。
Paul's a good friend. Like
yeah.
Celine. So let's take a look at the second thing we can do with these apps that help make our lives better. So the second app that can help us is called AnyDo. To-do list and calendar. So the article says if you like making to-do lists, you'll love this app.
第二个推荐的 app 是 AnyDo To-do list and calendar。那这个 app 是做什么用的呢？文章说到说，如果你喜欢列待办清单，你就会喜欢这个应用程式。To do 呢就是待办事项的意思，所以 to do list 就是待办事项的这个清单。So are you this kind of person like who likes to note down everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I use iPhone notes, and if I remember something, like maybe somebody mentioned a book or a TV show, or like I remember I have to get socks or something, so I'll write it down. So whenever I'm free, like I'm done with work, so I'll just check to see if there's maybe a book that I want to buy or something to bring or something I forgot that I had to do from a long time ago. What about you?
I forgot things a lot. I forget things a lot. So yeah, I like to note down things too.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Okay.
So the next part of this article says, first, use it to list your tasks. So when you list your tasks, this means that you have items or things you want to do, and it's like a list like 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, I have 2 tasks on my to-do list right now. One of them is I need to buy some tissues. The other one is I have to open a new bank account. So these are really important things, and I keep them on my iPhone so that I remember I have to finish them before the month is over.
那要怎么使用这个 app 呢？首先 first 要用它来列出你的工作事项。那 task 这个名词我们可以解释成工作事项，或者是说是任务。
Right. So the last sentence of this article says the app will tell you to do different jobs on different days. Wow, it's a very smart app. So our last word power word is the adjective different. That's different, different. So the adjective different means not the same. So when 2 things or people or ideas are different, it means you can tell them apart from each other very easily. So I have 2 friends who are twins. Even though they look very similar, I can still tell who's who because their personalities and clothing style are very different. All right, so we have our example sentence here. These apples are different. One is big and green, and the other is small and red. These apples are different. One is big and green, and the other is small and red.
所以今天文章最后说到，这个 app 会叫你在不同的日子做不同的工作。Different 这个形容词意思呢，就是不同的，反义呢就是 same。所以 they are different 就等于是 they are not the same。例句的意思就是这2个苹果不一样，一颗又大又绿，那另一颗小小红红的。这个 app 好像会让人变得很有效率耶。We probably can get things done on time with this app. Lifesaver!
Lifesaver! So these are a few ways that new apps can help us organize our schedules. I know I can use both of them for sure. Celine, which function do you think you need?
I think the to-do list app can really help me a lot. Yeah, because I forgot a lot of tasks all the time. I believe I can do better with this app.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's it for today's article. Let's go to the magic box and then we'll be back for our wrap-up.